All right. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? And today we're going to be taking a look at an article, and it's talking about how the scalpers are in a little bit of hot water. So I know all the gamers, all the miners, all of us, for the most part, were not scalpers. We did not like scalpers. Scalpers made it harder for everybody. Now, I do know there are some people that get into a little bit of scalping, but I think for the most part, this is talking about the die-hard guys that literally they were not in the gaming space, they were not in the mining space, they were not in the crypto space. They were just in the whatever space they could buy up something before you could get your hands on it, so then they could sell it to you for more. And I know it's like simple economics and like capitalism and all that stuff, but it drives me crazy that I was buying graphics cards from scalpers for a short period of time. It's just, ugh. And it's almost like you had to because they literally would just camp outside of the stores, literally. Um, but yeah, let's jump on over here and take a look at this article. And hopefully this is becoming a trend, and the scalping on like computer hardware will kind of just fade away off into distant memory. So this article is by Monica J. White over on Digital Trends, and it says, "Good news. No one wants to buy the RTX 4080 from scalpers." It's good news for most of us today, but not for the scalpers. Normally, when NVIDIA launches a new graphics card, it's all chaos and the GPU is out of stock for quite a while after the initial release date. Scalpers are to blame for that, at least in part because they buy out the GPUs and then send them back into the wild at elevated prices. This happened in the case of both the 4090 and 4080. However, the 4080 doesn't seem to be quite as popular as a pick for the NVIDIA flagship. Based on eBay sales data, scalpers might actually be struggling to make a profit on the new GPU, and the GPU market as a whole might have something to do with it. NVIDIA's 4080 was released just last week. This article's got just a couple weeks old. And of course, both regular users and scalpers were ready to buy the GPUs at the moment it hit the market. However, when the new GPU finally drops, it will often have inflated prices and scarce availability for a while. This time around, the GPU is readily available and at online retailers such as Newegg and Amazon. The prices depend on both the model. There are some crazy options priced at $2,400 and above, but there are cards near MSRP that are available from the regular retailers as opposed to scalpers. This seemingly lower interest in the GPU is sure to take a hit on scalpers, who often capitalize on the fact that customers want to get their new GPU right now and don't want to wait for restocks. Tom's Hardware looked into the sales numbers on eBay. The platform is a scalper's go-to, and while these numbers won't tell us the whole story, they still speak volumes about the kind of hype the scalpers can be counting on as the 4080 goes. According to the data, the 4080 is not selling well at all on eBay, especially if you compare it to a 4090. The flagship is outselling the 4080 3.4 to 1, and only 8 RTX 4080s per day are being sold in the US. 8. The first week since launch of the card, so we can compare that to the RTX 4090, which sold around 64 units per day during its first week. On average, the 4080 sold on eBay costs around 30% more than recommended list price. In contrast, the 4090 skyrocketed to 54% over MSRP. And right now, you don't even have to go on eBay because 4080s are just in stock at Newegg and GameStop and StockX is just a reseller's website. As for MSRP, what was the MSRP? 11.99, so $1,200, and it looks like you can get a MSI Gaming X Trio for $1,300, so $100 more. StockX, $1,200, MSRP at StockX right now. So yeah. There's not even any scalpers that rushed out and bought up a bunch of 4080s. They had to eat it. And you know what? Finally, for once, maybe they deserve to be holding the bag because, that bag gets heavy every now and then. Going on further, I think that was pretty much the end of the article, but I am hoping that the scalping on graphics cards, or more importantly, most everything that comes to do with computer parts. I know scalping is always going to happen, but if people aren't making money with it and there's less demand, I don't think the gaming demand's ever going to like boom up to where they can't keep up with supply chain. I think it'll be pretty much just if mining comes back around and starts making a lot of money again. That's when the scalpers will be back because the demand will be so high. And if that never happens, I don't think scalpers will stay in the computer market. It's just too fast paced, too volatile, and they might get caught holding that bag. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, before we get off here, let me pull up and take a look at the market. Hope you guys are having a great one tonight. It's a little chilly down here in old North Kakalaki, but we switch back over. There we go. Okay, so Bitcoin is at $17,153. Ethereum's right behind it in the number 2 position on CoinMarketCap at $1,266. Going further down the list, we have XRP at 38 cents, Dogecoin at 9.6 cents, Litecoin at $76.36. More interestingly, though, we have a Monero at $148.82, Ethereum Classic $19.15, and we'll round out the old top 10 or top 40, top 50. What is the number 50? Oh, Bitcoin SV stands for Satoshi's Vision, $43.32 on Bitcoin SV. So, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. So, thank y'all for coming out. I will see you on the next one. Peace, adios, all that kind of stuff. Bye.